start this eye look, I have gone in and filled in my eyebrows, and I've also gone and primed my eye just using some concealer and setting that just so the shadows are easier to blend. So the two main eyeshadow palettes I'm using today is, the first one is from Huda Beauty, and this is their rose gold palette, just like this, and I'm using a lot of those shades because I freaking love this palette. Like, hi! I am so excited for the, I can't remember the new one that's coming up, but her second one, I'm so excited to get that. And then secondly, I'm going to go in with a few custom sort of shades from Makeup Geek, which I keep in a custom sort of Z palette here, and I'm using mainly sort of these two. I don't actually remember how I sort of created this look, so I'm going to try and wing it and get it as close to this as I possibly can. The first shade I'm going to go in with is Sandalwood, which is just down here. Dabbing my brush in ever so slightly because I don't want so much warmth on my eyes. And I'm using this on a Zoeva 221 Luxe Soft Crease brush. I bet you guys are so sick and tired of me sort of explaining what brushes I'm using because I use the same one every single time. So again, I'm just applying Sandalwood just into the crease transition area. My next shade, I'm going to go into Shy, which is this pinky colour here, and I'm using this on a MAC 217 brush, and I'm focusing this mainly into the crease, and as you can see it's already starting to warm up that area. These shadows are so extremely blendable, like I am just obsessed with them. For the start of the eye, I kind of use quite a few different shades with this, so you don't have to use all of these, but these are just the ones I use to create this look. I'm going to go in with a shade from Makeup Geek, and this is Masquerade, and this is one of their foiled eyeshadows, which is just insane. Like, this is so pretty, and can you see sort of that duochrome? I think it has sort of a duochrome look to it, which is why I paired it with this sort of darker outer third, because I just think it looks really pretty. I find these are best working with your fingers, so that is what I'm going to do. Sort of worrying too much about taking this on the outer third. I'm keeping it predominantly in the middle and then also taking it onto the inner. I'm also just using a little brush just so I can sort of fine tune everything and make sure that my eyes completely covered in the areas where my fat fingers couldn't get into. And once that is done, I'm going to go in with a pigment from MAC, and this is called BlueBrown, and I'm not taking too much of this. I am taking literally the smidge just like off the lid, and what I'm going to do is massage that colour into, not quite into our inner third, but attaching it to the purple, but so that it's not, you'll see what I do. And I'm next going in with a shade again from Makeup Geek, and this is Backlight even, and I think this is part of their duochrome collection. Again, this is just an insane colour. I am so vibing all of these duochrome shades at the minute, like they are just my favourite. Also placing this just on the inner third of my eye. Then I'm going back into a Makeup Geek shadow again. This is called Whimsical, and this is part of their foiled eyeshadow collection, and I'm using this as sort of an inner corner highlight. It's got a really nice sort of purpley undertone to it, so I find that it's not too sort of overpowering, but it really brings the look together. Now for the outer third of the eye, I'm going to go into Maneater, which is this super rich sort of Venetian red colour, and I am saturating my brush with this, and this is going to be sort of the base colour we're going to use. Not worrying too much about where the product is, but oh, how? Just once again applying more product just to build up that colour. Huda Beauty eyeshadows are really good because there is sort of, when you go to blend your eyeshadow look, not a lot of it goes away at all, if anything, and I always double up on colours to make them super rich anyway, so they're brilliant for that. Next, the shade I'm going to go in with is Bossy, which is almost like Cherry Cola, I think it's called, from Makeup Geek, but it's just a really nice sort of burgundy plum colour, and I'm using this on the same brush over the exact same Maneater shade that we had used previously. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that, and then once I'm done I am going to blend, and those two colours are going to eventually sort of sift into the transition shade up here. It looks like a hot mess, but I promise you when you put your eyelashes on and mascara and stuff, it will come together quite nicely. Lower lash line, I'm going to go into Maneater, which is the shade here. Then I'm going back into foiled purple we used originally for the lid, and I'm just connecting the two. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is spend a little bit of time just blending these together and making sure that the colour sort of sifts down nicely. Okay, so once that is all done, all I'm going to do is just wipe away sort of the excess product underneath my eyes, and I'm also going to use the wet wipe to almost make a little bit of a straight line. I've applied a little sort of base, just a bit of a sticky base, and I'm using this glitter here which I found from Hobbycraft, which I know is super dangerous to use on your eyes, but I do not need talent, I know already. Sometimes when you wipe away your shadows you can see sort of a straight line, so what I'm going to do is go in with a bigger, fluffier blending brush. This one here from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Going into the shade Flamingo, which is this super pink one. Just a few dabs, and I'm just going to brush this underneath, and what it's going to do is give us a bit more warmth, a bit more dimension to the look. So whilst that's happening, I am going to pop on some mascara, a little tiny bit of liner just here, and my eyelashes, and I will be back. Okay, so I have gone in with foundation and concealer. I used the L'Oreal True Match foundation and the Maybelline Anti-Age Eraser concealer. It's literally just my go-to at the minute. Okay, so for powder I'm going to go in with the Soap and Glory. I was going to say Suicide Squad then, I don't know why. Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot powder. I'm being quite lazy today because usually I go in with cream contour. But not today. Next I'm going in with bronzer, and I'm using the Makeup Revolution Vivid Bake Bronzer in the shade of Golden Days. I don't know why I need to check that then because I use it so much. I know the name of it. Then for highlight I'm going to go in with the MUA Makeup Academy Undress Your Skin Face Highlighter in the shade of... I don't know what the shade of this is because I think this was the first one they ever brought out, and I don't know if they were planning on making any more shades, but they haven't given it a name. So this has got a really nice duochrome vibe to it. Can you see? It's quite purpley. Okay, now that's done. I have two lip combinations here. I think I would 110% pair this with something nude because it is very in your face. However, I'm going to give you two options. The first one is a lippistix from Colourpop, and this is in the shade of LBB. That was an awful, dreadful application. That was an awful application. However, this is how it's gone, and I think this one is quite nice, but it is very dramatic. Okay, and then for the nudie lip, which is something that I think I'll go for more, I'm taking the NYX Lingerie in the shade of Babydoll. Okay, and this is the second lip option, which is Babydoll from NYX, and I think I personally prefer this one a little bit more because it tones it down just that little bit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and it's something a little bit different, and I really enjoyed sort of playing around with different makeup palettes and stuff, and hopefully you like this look I created. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!